All right. Good morning. Good afternoon, everybody. Charlie Gipple here. Hey, we are about a minute or two too soon. I'm going to do this webinar a little differently. I'm going to sit here kind of quietly for the next couple of minutes as a segue into the presentation. Usually I just dig right into it, but this one is a little different. Want to do it a little different, just have people kind of log in so I can see who's logging in, and we'll just give it a couple minutes here. Usually I just jump right into it and start blabbing immediately, but we'll give it a couple minutes here. Let's see, it's actually right at about the top of the hour right now. We'll give it, say, 1 minute, 2 minutes or so, doing it a little different than we normally do. We'll see which direction you like. And this is a smaller crowd today. We shouldn't have too many folks on. I don't know, technology just doesn't attract a whole lot of agents. So we'll give it 1 more minute here. I'm going to go over my notes here, but people will be logging in over the next minute, and then we'll get started at that point in time. Looks like we have a few familiar faces on. And yes, you see a PowerPoint, by the way. That's not something that's real common of my presentations. Not a big PowerPoint fanatic. I like PowerPoint, but just not a fan of 5 million PowerPoint slides, which is unfortunately kind of the world that we live in, since this little thing called Microsoft created it about 30 years ago. All right, we are almost there. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started, folks. My name is Charlie Gipple. I'm the owner of CG Financial Group, and did it a little different than we normally do, to where I kind of have a couple minutes segue there. I think I like just getting on it and just start blabbing away immediately. Now, quick question, as I do all of the time, is to test the audio and visual. Can you find folks see me and hear me? Can you see me and hear me? Is my audio as well as video, is it coming through okay? Tell me if you can see me and hear me, and you can punch this into the questions and answer pane. And I do have a couple of responses here. Yes, David, it looks like David's on. David, how you doing, brother? Hey, so 3 housekeeping items before we get started here. Number 1 is good news. By the end of the year, a lot of work is going into this. So between now and the end of the year, not real good news for me, but ultimately good news for all of us, and that my website is going to be basically single sign-on for everything having to do with your business. We're talking life insurance e-applications, life insurance quoting software, annuity applications, as in Firelight e-applications. We're going to have annuity quoting out there. We're going to have the Retirement Academy moved over from the Retirement Academy and put behind this password protected area on my website being CG Financial Group, the IMO. So what's going to happen is everything having to do with your business through CG Financial Group, that is, which hopefully that's all of your business. You just sign on in one place, and that is www.cgfinancialgroupllc.com. There will be an agent area. You sign on to that, and you will have single sign-on, which means you don't have to punch in any additional usernames and passwords for iPipeline, for Firelight, for your CRM, if you choose to go with Smart Office. And Smart Office is a great CRM. Going to talk a little bit about that here today as we talk about technology, but very, very good news, bringing it all together. And instead of having multiple sites that you need to go to, many of you are familiar with Business Builder, for example. The Business Builder capabilities are going to be built into CG Financial Group, LLC.com, behind that agent password protected area. It's going to be a beautiful thing. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag right now as far as case management capabilities, but that is only going to get better. The case management on annuities, life insurance, and long-term care, it's only going to get better. I'm doing some cool things here that you'll know about by December of this year, I'll say. So number 1, CG Financial Group, big changes coming from an organizational standpoint, as well as what you see on the internet and the tools that you use and the ease in which you do that. Number two, annuities continue to skyrocket. Folks, if you're not doing annuity sales, make sure you at least consider annuity sales, because I gave the statistics on last week's webinar, 80% up the second quarter of this year versus the second quarter of 2021. That is multi-year guaranteed annuity sales industry-wide, 80% up year over year. In addition to that, 80% up from the first quarter. So the second quarter of this year versus the first quarter of this year, multi-year guaranteed annuity sales were 80% up. Why is that? Because certificate of deposit rates haven't really gone up all that much, but you're looking at here, you know, I have a 3-year multi-year guaranteed annuity by an awesome A-rated carrier that has 10% penalty-free withdrawals starting in year one. A-rated carrier, 3-year multi-year guaranteed annuity, 4% right now. 4% is the rate on that for 3 years, which is multiples of what a certificate of deposit is. 5 years, you're looking at 4.55%. Let's see, fixed indexed annuities. I have just a straight S&P 500 cap strategy annual reset that has a 9% cap. I also have another product that has a 12% cap. We're talking just a straight S&P 500. Now that 12% cap does have a 1% fee, a 1% buy-up attached to it. But we're looking at freaking fabulous rates here, folks. And that's why the indexed annuity business, the multi-year guaranteed annuity business, the annuity business in general is going to have the best year that it's ever had on record. And by the way, indexed universal life insurance is selling like crazy as well. So those are just a few teasers there. And I would be remiss actually if I didn't give you the teaser of long-term care annuities. You put in $100,000, Mrs. Client, your long-term care pool immediately is $300,000 with very little underwriting. Man, that seems too good to be true. How can you do that? This isn't the call for that, but I do have my responses for how the companies can do that, why it's not too good to be true. But there's a lot there, right? Long-term care annuities are awesome with the demographics we're looking at today. MYGAs are awesome with rates where they are today, as well as a market losing everybody's money. Indexed annuities are awesome with the economy where it is today. Third and last bullet point here, replays. If I say so myself, we've been killing it with webinars. A couple weeks ago was Charlie's favorite annuities, life, and long-term care products. That's always a heavily attended webinar. We have a replay of that. If you would like it, feel free to send me a message, send me an email if you want that replay. Last week was a little more meaty, a little more technical, but something that definitely differentiates you from your competitors. And that was an asset protection seminar, protecting your consumers' assets from lawsuits, lawsuits, creditors, as well as taxation. We have that replay as well. So with that, do we have any questions before we get started, or any requests? I'm like the DJ, right? Any requests here before we get started? And I'm going to jump into my very, very brief PowerPoint. Then we're going to get into the nitty gritty of all of this. All right, don't see any questions coming through. Actually, before I get to the PowerPoint, here's what I want you to do. I want everybody to go out to cgfinancialgroup.llc.com. And here I'm going to demonstrate to you what just happened when you did this thing behind the scenes, what just happened. So go to cgfinancialgroup.llc.com, punch that into your browser. Don't disconnect us from the webinar, maybe minimize the webinar or whatever, or maybe you have multiple monitors like I do. Go to cgfinancialgroup.llc.com and click on Financial Professionals. So click on Financial Professionals, and I'm going to have you fill something out here because this will demonstrate my point about what all of the stuff is going on behind the scenes with not a whole lot of money in technology. Me on the IMO side, I have a lot of money in the technology here, but for you to have the same resources, just not with 20,000 agents who I market to, it's going to be a heck of a lot cheaper. But when you go to my website, there's going to be a pop-up that's going to appear after 10 seconds. There's going to be a pop-up within that financial professional section there that's going to pop up. It's going to ask you for your name and your email address. Put in your name, put in your email address, and what is going to happen? I'm going to go through what's going to happen here and what all took place behind the scenes and how you can do that for your clients. But if you go to CG, we've had a few people join us since I started this part of the conversation. Folks, I want to prove something to you or use this as a demonstration. If you go to cgfinancialgroupllc.com and then click on financial professionals, because I've programmed my site so that when financial professionals, they're going to get a pop-up that's different from the consumers that go to my site, right? That pop-up, give me your name and email address, whatever information it asks for. And I'm going to show you what is going to happen on your end and what has happened behind the scenes with the technology that I have set up. And we're going to get into that here in a bit, but let's start from the beginning now that the programs, the applications, the technology is processing that stuff. One last time, folks, go to the financial professionals area of cgfinancialgroupllc.com and put in your name, email address, and phone number. Now, I will say this, if you've done this already, then you're not going to have the same effect as what the folks that are new to this call will have. And I'll explain that here in a bit. So let's go back to the PowerPoint here. And this is going to get into bringing all of your technology together. If you have leads from your website, for instance, like what I just demonstrated to you, if you do any kind of lead campaigns, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Google, or advertising campaigns, I should say, or maybe all of your leads on a spreadsheet, for example. Many times that left hand doesn't talk to the right hand, right? Those leads on the spreadsheet, how do you transfer them? How do you have all of this wonderful data speaking to the other applications, the other technology that you have in your system? Spreadsheets over to the right. Usually all these things are just kind of floating out there, and it's up to you, the person, to take that stuff, enter it into your CRM system, your customer relationship management system. If you want to send them emails, punch it into your email system. I use Constant Contact. Maybe you just use just plain Gmail or Outlook or what have you. This conversation is still going to apply. But wouldn't it be great, regardless of which one of these three, and you could add in probably about 10 other things here, not just spreadsheets, not just leads from a website contact, like I just had you guys fill out, not just leads from Facebook or Google or other social media. You could have a gazillion other lead sources. Wouldn't it be cool if that automatically fed into your email system? Again, could be Outlook, could be Constant Contact. Why do you want it to be housed in your email system? Well, if you have certain lists within your email system, this person registered for a Social Security seminar, for instance, boom, that person is tagged in my email system, right? Or maybe it's just as generic, maybe it's just as general for you as a lead. A lead in my email system. Well, let's say you have one folder in your email system and that folder is a lead. Wouldn't it be cool then if you can go into your email system and say, hey, so I have these leads that have automatically been fed into my Outlook or Gmail, for example, and I know that that's a lead, and therefore maybe I should send those folks ongoing newsletters to kind of prime the pump a little bit, maybe ongoing marketing. Hey, MYGA rates, 3-year multi-year guarantee annuity, as I just talked about, 4%, 10% penalty-free withdrawals immediately. Or maybe they fed into your email system because of a seminar, a Social Security seminar, for instance. I have 2 Social Security seminars for me personally as a personal producer registered for October, and we're going to get into that. One in Ames, Iowa, and one in Atlantic, Iowa. The confirmations for those events are being fed in, or the registrations, I should say, for those events are automatically being fed in from social media, Facebook that is, into my email system here. Doesn't matter what my email system is, it's Constant Contact, but it's automatically being fed into that system because the trigger to have that feed, well, trigger to direct that lead into my system has been that somebody registered for one of these events. Or the trigger could be, hey, I have this list here, click, boom, transfer all that into there. And you're probably wondering, what the heck is this he's talking about? I promise we'll get there. But not only that, if you have a new lead that has come in from a contact form, for instance, or maybe it's Facebook advertising or some sort of other digital marketing, maybe it's just a spreadsheet that somebody entered in a new lead onto. Maybe you share an office with somebody, say a Google document. Wouldn't it be cool if that not only went to your website or to your email service rather, but you got a text immediately? A text or an email immediately that says, boom, new lead registered. Now, why is this important? As I talk about my seminar system that CG Financial Group has, which is around Social Security, this is important because I immediately get a text. I immediately get a text. And by the way, if you're plugged in the Social Security system, you can talk with me about this. Producing agents have access to the Social Security system. You immediately get an email that, boom, there is a new lead. They registered for the Social Security meeting. There are a lot of statistics out there, anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour, that you should contact that lead within that time period that they registered for that event or had shown interest in that lead. 5 minutes. There's a study out there saying within 5 minutes, if you can call to confirm with that client, that prospect, that they registered for something, registered, let's say it's up here, leads from Facebook. You can bet that it's important that within like 30 seconds, you get some sort of an email here saying, boom, new lead, new contact. It's in your email system, and Mr. Agent, Mrs. Agent, you have that new lead contact, and here is their phone number. You have that capability with the technology that we're going to talk about here to then pick up the phone and say, hey, you just registered 2.5 seconds ago. That might be a little creepy. I actually believe in the hour rule versus the 5-minute rule. You call out within 30 seconds. I know what the statistics say, that it's more impactful. You'll get more true attendees at your event or whatever marketing you're doing, true conversions, if you do it within 5 minutes. Regardless, the technology is there so that if you want to wait an hour, you can. If you want to do it within 30 seconds, you can. But not only that, the technology, one thing up here, automated campaigns. So not only when that person registers, do you get that text sent to you if you program it, but also that person gets an automatic email back, again, from your email system, an automatic email back saying, hey, confirmation, you registered. This is going to be a great event. You do not want to miss this event. A little bit about the speaker or a little bit about the topic, or maybe it's just product information they want. Boom, they have that email back with whatever information you want in it automatically. And that automated campaign, you can set up different layers. Okay, then wait 2 days, send another email. Then wait 2 days, send another email. So you can have like 20 different layers in that automated campaign. By the end of next week, I am going to be playing with SMS, text messages. What is SMS? Like shortened message services or something like that? It's text messages. Of course, you have to have their permission, but there are systems out there. There's technology out there for pretty cheap that says, hey, Mrs. Prospect, give me your give me your cell phone number as well, and we will communicate to you not only over email, but over text messages. SMS includes sending media, not just text. That's a great point. YouTube videos. By the way, folks, if you haven't registered or subscribed to my YouTube channel, I have 120 videos out there. Soon, behind CG Financial Group, you're going to see about 500 videos out there. Hey, what is a deferred income annuity? Hey, how are estate taxes calculated? And why is this going to be important after 2026? How are annuities taxed? Non-qualified stretches, all this stuff. It's a wide spectrum. All that stuff's going to be out there in video format. And you can bet that if you find folks register for text messages, yes, David, thank you for that. You're going to get text message videos sent to you if you consent to those text messages. So anyway, move on down. Simultaneously, while the email system now has that client's contact, simultaneously, while you're getting notification that you have that new contact, that new lead, what is happening is that contact is being imported into your system, your CRM system. And how important is the CRM system? The next two slides are going to show you just a couple of examples of how important a CRM system, customer relationship management system is. And by the way, I use Smart Office. Smart Office is very good for large agencies, IMOs. A lot of independent marketing organizations use Smart Office. However, a lot of agents use Smart Office as well. I will say this, that Smart Office through CG Financial Group is very cheap. So I have a relationship with the folks over at eBix, and it's like $40 or $50 a month. I don't even remember the discount that they're giving us, but $40 or $50 per month to do what I'm about to show you in the Smart Office. Just a couple things I'm going to show you. A couple things of 5 million things that Smart Office has. For $40 or $50 a month, that's hugely cheap. So how do you bring all of this together? Because you have Facebook out here, maybe, possibly. You have spreadsheets out here, maybe, possibly. You have a website that has these contact forms, maybe, possibly, that in the past has just sent you an email saying, oh, new lead, but that's really all that it's done versus the CRM capabilities versus the automated emails versus all of this happening automatically. Zapier is what it's called. And it's a relatively new technology. I don't know what Zapier's roots were, but this is the best thing since sliced bread. And this is not just about Zapier or Zapier or whatever. Different people call it different things. It's not just about this. It's about the entire system, right? So let's step back a second, talk about CRM. So here you have, I greened out the clients' names and email addresses. So here is my CRM. So what was it? 2 days ago, I scheduled a Social Security seminar in Atlantic, Iowa. Small town, 7,000 people. I think I've spent like $30 so far for the advertisement over Facebook. So what happened? So that lead started right here. That lead started right here. You can see how many do I have? I have 5 leads so far. And it ended with my CRM. So these are my notes from my CRM, right? Hey, I left a voicemail. You will leave a lot of voicemails with the registrants. I left another voicemail. Boom, go down here. 1 confirmed. You know, this person, it's just them going. It's just her, Terry, no friend, no spouse. This one right here, 2 confirmed. That's the importance, obviously, of a CRM. But what happened behind the scenes? What happened behind the scenes is that lead hit Facebook because I, CG Financial Group, programmed a Social Security seminar for my agent, which was me, just so happened to be me in that case. Usually it's you. Immediately when we got that lead was fed into Constant Contact, which was an email service. And I'm going to show you what Constant Contact did. I got a text immediately. And as you can see, I followed up with outbound calls within an hour to those folks saying, hey, I look forward to seeing you. Couldn't get a hold of all of them, as you saw, but what, 3 of them have confirmed so far? While at the same time, that information was transferred over to the report within my CRM that you are looking at. Wow, is Charlie like some techie programmer or something like that? Which is pretty laughable. No, I'm not a techie programmer, but the technology is there. What's this? Oh, here's something that me as an IMO are doing for you fine folks and that you can do for yourself if you like. So this is just this month, just 1 company. What does this say? Well, it has the advisor over here, the policy number. It says Silac. That's the company here. What is happening here for every single one of my agents with this company in the month of October is actually the next 60 days. And this was run on September 8th. So September and October. These premium amounts, what went into these policies 2 years ago, are now hitting the end of their renewal period. So what is happening? I am printing this off and I am emailing the advisors. Hey, you realize $2 million case. Hey, Jim, you realize you have a $2 million case, which now is probably technically worth what I think is probably 3% 2 years ago or so. So now it's what, $2,060,000 or so. You have $2,060,000 coming due at the end of the renewal period. You may want to call out to that client because that renewal date where re-ups is on September 25th, 2022. That's the power of a CRM. That's the power of, as a good marketing organization, by the way, tracking all of this stuff for you. Term conversions, Protectives policies, for instance. Protective is my #1 life company. You agents, you love Protective, as you should. They're awesome. They're the best, in my opinion. The end of the convertibility period, right? I have that programmed into my CRM. Hey, this policy went on the books today. Most of the products, the term products, are convertible usually within the first 5-year period of time, at least to all of the other permanent products, to have the full suite available for conversion. You can bet that 5 years from now on that policy you just sent me, you're going to get a report from me, which is probably going to seem kind of creepy. Hey, we've been tracking this. And just so you know, you may want to reach out to the client to see if they want to convert their policy to a permanent policy there. All right, so let's go into here. So this is what happened. So they saw, then we're going to get into Zapier, whatever you want to say. Is that French? Zapier. Or is it Zapier? Is it Iowa or is it French? Iowa Zapier. I don't know what that is. But anyway, so here is what happens. Then we're going to create a Zapier. We're going to go in and create that. So this is my Atlantic Social Security seminar. I published this like 2 days ago. As you can see, we already have 5 leads here. I already called out to them. But this is what the consumers saw on their Facebook feed. They click down below here, sign up, and then they give their name, their last name, their phone number, their email address. And by the way, there are like 3 screens that say, you are registering for a seminar in person, in the flesh, not a free gift, not a gift certificate being sent to you. No, you are in fact registering for a seminar at this time on this date. And if you want to attend that seminar, you can see I'm being a little facetious here because I never filled out anything and I still get those. It's crazy. But you are attending this seminar and give us your registration information, register for this seminar again, and I will call out to you to confirm your attendance. What happens after this? Well, I'm going to show you what happens after this. So let's go into my email service. Here is my email service. I am going to go down, and if I refresh this, I bet that I have a few of you. So this is Constant Contact. Constant Contact is an email service. And what we have done is we have linked up Constant Contact to Facebook. How did we do that? Through Zapier, which we're going to get to the last 20 minutes of this webinar. Zapier is how we linked up that first step, the Facebook lead, or the lead from my web page, for instance. Actually, that goes directly into Constant Contact. That's not a Zapier thing, but you get the point. The link between the Facebook lead or any other way you want to get lead, they have like 350 different links that they can make. I guarantee you, whatever you use for your lead, for your client information, for your prospects, there's a way to do it with Zapier. I can almost guarantee that, I should say. All right, so let's go down here to my Atlantic Social Security campaign. So what have I set up in this campaign? What I set up in this campaign is that as soon as, so here's the trigger. So the trigger is as once somebody hits this list in my Constant Contact that is being fed in, piped through Zapier, the trigger is once that person hits this list, what happens? What happens, folks? What happens is this email goes out. And what is this email that goes out here? This email is details, and we will view it. You are confirmed. Monday, October 3rd, 2022, you are confirmed for your Social Security seminar. Here is the agenda. Here's a little bit about the speaker. You are confirmed for that. And folks, by the way, what I normally do, but I'm not doing on this one for various reasons, is I can actually set up, I'm going to go back to the series and show you, I can set up, and it's not just this, it's also MailChimp. I can set up different layers. Okay, so this is going to happen immediately, right? I could set up another layer below this and say a week later. which I'm going to do, but I do that manually. Why? I won't get into the reasons why I do it manually. A week later, hey, just a reminder, in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever it is, you registered for that seminar. I could set up another, so I can set up various layers. And because that trigger hit the beginning stage here, as in, whoa, we have a new prospect. We have a new prospect here, a new person that joined this list. Those emails are going to continue to come. So when you guys and gals, at least those of you that have not been to my website yet, when you guys and gals clicked on financial professionals, then filled out that lead, or not the lead, but the form on my webpage, what happens? You in your email box right now, unless you've already done this once upon a time, in your email box, you are going to get an email that looks like, go back here. You're going to get an email that looks like, I'm doing the Zoom, so it's a little slow. Looks like only like 4 of you did this, right? Only 4 of you did this. So not many folks, but come on, folks. You're being lazy here, man. So this is what this is going to look like. You have already gotten this. Some of you have already opened this, I see. Who opened this already? Who saw this already? Because I didn't touch anything. I was talking on the call with you when you got this quick message from Charlie saying, hey, thank you for signing up. Now you're included on my list. But guess what? Guess what else is creepy? What else is creepy is this other step here. This other step that I talked about is what happened. If you are not in my CRM, you are now. You are in my CRM as a person that joined the technology webinar with Charlie Gipple on 9/8/2022. If you are already in my CRM, there is now a note in my CRM Smart Office that says that you are on the webinar here. And that trigger all started with you doing my website contact form there. That's pretty cool, right? That's very cool. And you can see here how we get people to attend the seminars Now, this has only happened within the last 3 weeks. Took me about a month to really get familiar with Zapier or Zapier. We didn't do this before, but literally 3 weeks ago, I had one agent and then myself that has been on the Zapier system to where those confirmation emails go out to where you, the agents, automatically get an email sent to you. But I tell you, I love it so far, and the signs are looking like it's going to definitely increase the conversions, the people that attend. So let's go into Zapier. I need to get this right. What is it, folks? Tell me how to pronounce Zapier. Is it Zapier? Zapier? So here is what happens. Zapier, by the way, folks, so far, you have Smart Office. Smart Office would cost you around, I want to say around $50 a month. It's heavily discounted through CG Financial Group. You also have, if you were to use Constant Contact for the volume that you folks, Zapier, David's telling me how to pronounce. With the volume that most agents and agencies would be using Constant Contact for, I'll bet it's around $30 a month. And by the way, you have a resource in me to help you master how to do those automated email campaigns, as well as emails in general, by the way. So what is that? That's $80 a month or so. A website, website hosting? Let's be aggressive and say like $50 a month. And I can help you with, assuming it's a WordPress website, I can help you with that. Heck, I can actually set it up. There would be a setup fee, but if you look at my website, I know how to do that stuff pretty good. I'm not just a little bit techie when it comes to the websites, but I also know what sells, and that language, therefore, is in the website. So how do I do this? Let's do something I haven't done. As you guys will see when you get in there, Zapier, call it $30 a month, right? Like, I like what Charlie's talking about. I have some spreadsheets or I have some campaigns that I do want to feed into my email or my CRM or whatever. Where do I start? Well, you can go out there. There's a free trial out there on Zapier. I'll call it Zapier. To where you just do this. Okay, so how do I start? Man, well, let's just see. What if I connect? I have a spreadsheet, Excel, Microsoft Excel, right? And what it will do is it will connect that Excel or let's say my website. So here's something you're going to see, folks. If you did what I told you to do, you went and you signed up as a financial professional for my updates that did all this behind the scenes. Here's what I'm going to do, but I have not done it yet. Here's what I'm going to do. My website, which is a WordPress site, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to link up whenever I post a blog, which I have a lot of them out there. Whenever I post how are cost of insurance charges on life insurance, how are they calculated? What is the net amount at risk? Yeah, I'll do something like that. I've done something like that I'll just republish here. Well, what do I want to happen? I want that to go out automatically. Just once I publish this to my site, I want it to go out via email, via Constant Contact, for example. So that's what I would do right there. And I would just do that. I would hit make a, oh yeah, when this happens, such as updated post, I'm not going to take this all the way through, or a new post, then what happens? Boom. You'd want find or create a contact. You would create a contact on that email list, because remember, folks, when you have a trigger in Constant Contact that somebody was added to an email list, what can happen if you want it to? You can program it so immediately that blog on cost of insurance charges gets emailed out to you fine folks. So for those of you that sign up for this, you're going to see this on a weekly basis. I have like 500 articles that I guarantee you, many of you haven't seen at least 400 of them. So I have a pipeline that's infinite, right? And I'm going to feed those out to you just based off of just what I think the industry needs at the time. I've been getting a lot of questions lately for some reason on IUL. Well, why an option 2 death benefit versus an option 1? So that's going to be one of my first ones, the blog that I already wrote. That's how I would do that. So let's go in. You're going to help me with a seminar here. You're going to help me with a seminar. So I had just gotten my AIMS seminar approved, right? I just got my AIMS seminar approved with Facebook. What does that mean? It means literally just this morning, I'm now advertising my AIMS Social Security seminar. And I started that down there. Basically what I did was I just took my Atlantic seminar and I copied it. I duplicated it. But we need to get in there and change some things here. So let's do this. So instead of completely recreating it, fumbling through this stuff while you guys are on the phone, here's what we did. First of all, we need to set up a trigger. And that trigger, which is the domino effect, it's the start of the domino, is, hey, we have a new Facebook lead, right? So remember that Facebook lead starts with what I showed you here earlier, right? How does that Facebook lead start? All of this starts with our consumer doing this thing right here. That is the very beginning to all of this. So what am I programming in when that happens? Well, that new lead is the trigger. Okay, then let's go next. I mean, it's kind of foolproof. All right, Facebook lead, my lead account here. Yeah, that's my, let's see. Facebook lead ads, Charlie. Yeah, so that's it. Okay, boom. You continue. All right, which form, because there are different Facebook forms that are a cluster. Folks, if you've ever dealt with Facebook advertising, you know that it's a cluster out there. But in the end, that client is added to an Excel spreadsheet, basically, because they filled out a form. And the form that I titled it in my campaign is, I have 2 different forms. One is, I want that person to know darn well they're going to a seminar, which is the one that I really focus on. Or the other one is, just shotgun it and let's see what kind of names we get, right? Well, here is the form that they filled out there. All right, so what's going to happen here? Oh, this is the test. So they test it. Yeah, they found a lead. They have, well, do we already have a lead for AIMS? That's interesting. So continue. And what happens is behind the scenes, they are testing. They say, okay, and it looks like we have the green check marks. Behind the scenes, they say, yes, we found a lead, and boom, we transferred it over to Constant Contact. That is what they did with this lead. Behind the scenes, they've done that already to test the whole connection process there. And by the way, that lead, as we speak, has gotten an email from us because This is now, technically they haven't. It's not hooked up. It's not published yet. We haven't hit publish yet, but you see how we're creating this, right? You go down here, I set up another constant contact thing, which I won't bore you with. I created the link between my constant contact account and Ebix. That is my CRM system, right? But not only that, what is my final step here? My final step here is, and by the way, folks, what we just did was we took my Atlantic seminar, I duplicated that, and I just changed that lead form from the Atlantic form over to the Ames form. I also need to do one other thing, and that's my constant contact list. I need to switch that in here so that it feeds into the Ames constant contact list versus Atlantic. But not just that, I go in here and I say, I want my email account here. I want an email to go out to me from Charlie to me, C. Gipple at CG Financial Group. If you were doing this, I would put you in there so you get this email notification with this information: their first name, their last name, their phone number, their email, and what is the title? New lead from, oops, I need to change something here, right? New lead from Ames Social Security Seminar. And that is what gives us that last step, which is confirmation. You have a lead, you better call them, and you better do it right now, or at least within the next hour or so. So folks, what questions do we have at this point in time? Are we getting anything out of this? Does it not make sense to anybody? This is kind of some techie stuff here. And by the way, folks, do not get intimidated, because I am here to help you with the process. Assuming you're with CG Financial Group, I'm here to help you with this process. What questions do you have? And ultimately, by the way, we'll test this last step and then we'll go ahead and publish it. But I got to make a couple of changes in between. What questions do you have? What comments, what concerns might you have at this point in time? In short, you have all this technology floating around out there. None of it talks to each other. So you only have to enter that lead once, or maybe you don't have to enter it at all. We didn't enter any of, oh yeah, this is my test here. So I use my wife as a test. So when I tested this at first, I put her name in there to test it all. And I'll go into constant contact and look at that list. And if that list reflects that Noelle Gipple is attending the Ames seminar, and also that an email has been sent out to Noelle Gipple. Hey, honey, did you get an email on the Ames seminar? Yes, I got another one. What is this? Oh, don't worry about it. Then I know that we are good to go, right? So that's usually what I do there to test everything out, and I'll test myself as well. It works like a charm. You have to know a little bit about technology, but not a ton. No questions at all. Folks, let me give you my office number here. This is probably one of the shortest webinars that I think that I have ever done. Actually, before I go there, one more thing. Journey Guide. If you are not using financial planning software, I'll tell you this is $25 a month through CG Financial Group. What I did here is my client, Johnny Depp, Johnny D, my hypothetical client, I entered in that he had $1 million, right? $1 million in the stock market. Well, Johnny, here's what you can take in retirement dollars, inflation adjusted between now and age 95 when you die, or 90 when you die. I don't remember what I programmed it in here. $22,000 per year, right? $22,000 per year. And by the way, on $1 million, that's consistent with what the pundits say. Oh, the 2.3% withdrawal rule of thumb, right? So this Monte Carlo analysis is doing its job. What about this though? What if I go over here and say, but let's say with $500,000, what if we add an annuity, which I already did? What if we add an annuity for $500,000? This program sells annuities all day long, sells them all day long, backed by science, backed by numbers, backed by Monte Carlo analysis. And I could tell you how to explain Monte Carlo analysis sometime. But what have we done here, Johnny? What we have done by relocating $500,000, so you still have 500 over there, you have 500,000 in this GLWB based annuity that we can choose from over here, which I already did. I think this is Athene. If I remember, no, it's not Athene, but it's one close to Athene because Athene is not yet in here, but has the same payout as Athene. I have increased your income by 44%. Now, I would suggest that you take $32,000 per year instead of the $22,000. That's just a quick teaser on other technology. That's Journey Guide through me. I can send you a link, $25 a month. You get a 2-week free trial. But yes, if you're doing business with CG Financial Group, you have that. So here's what you have, folks. By the end of the year, behind the CG Financial Group LLC password protected area, what you're going to have is single sign-on for life e-apps, annuity e-apps, life quoting as an iPipeline, annuity quoting. You're also going to have a CRM, a Smart Office link. If you're with Smart Office, you can go to it. If you're not, well, there's just a link to where you get a trial, whatever Smart Office is going to give us. I haven't talked about a free trial for my agents. I haven't talked with them about that. So you'll have that. You'll also have the Retirement Academy housed behind there, which is like 500 different videos. I would say 200 or so different articles that I have out there. What's cool is I've already created the Retirement Academy. I just made up my mind that I'm going to make it available for the agents of CG Financial Group. So what does that mean? With a click of a button, I can duplicate everything over here, put it behind the password protected area, and boom, my agents, the agents that work with CG Financial Group should have a suite unlike they would have with any other marketing organization, as well as Social Security training. That will be a big part of that password protected area, because you know what? We're doing a lot of Social Security seminars and they are working. And that's right. That's right, David Kinder. Journey Guide has enhanced or has announced that they're going to enhance their system even further to incorporate accumulation products. There were a lot of, in that email they sent out, I think it was yesterday, there were a lot of enhancements, but Journey Guide is awesome. Folks, I'm going to give you my email address here and my office phone number. And please fill out the evaluation that's going to be popping up here in about 2 minutes. Tell us how we did. Also, tell me some other stuff. There are some boxes in there that you can fill in. It's not just yes or no or scale of 1 to 10, but tell me what you think here. But my phone number is 515-986-3065. 515-986-3065. My email address is cgipple@CG Financial Group, cgipple@CG Financial Group, LLC.com. Send me a message. Let me know if you need anything. Also, please fill out this evaluation. And folks, this is the shortest webinar we've done yet, I think. Have a good day. The evaluation is coming up in about 5 seconds. Thank you.